So, what do I find are my autistic traits? For me, I do quite a lot of stimming, verbally, physically, and auditory. I'll repeat favourite words and sounds. I do pacing back and forth. I do quite a lot of fidgeting. I've got fidget toys here. I've got a squeezy ball here. I've got a fidget spinner here that I love to play with. I've got a fidget cube that has lots of clicking sounds on, and I can spin it and all sorts of things like that. I've also got this is new. I love this one. It's got like a clicking sound to it. I really like that. So I play with my fidget toys quite a lot. It calms me down. I've got quite a lot of anxiety, and so it helps me to calm down. It helps me to process my thoughts when I'm stimming and using these things. So yeah, and I do a lot of rocking, especially when I'm anxious or when I'm thinking. Um, I like to listen to specific sounds over and over again. Um, for instance, I like listening to the fan, um, and then covering my ears over and listening to the differences in the sound of the fan, between when I cover my ears and when I take my hands off my ears. Um, I like watching sensory lights over and over again. So, for instance, I'll sit in a dark room and I will put my sensory lights on and I will just lie there and watch the sensory lights and play music, and spend a long time just enjoying that. Um, as I say, they happen mostly when I'm trying to process or transfer from one task to another, um, or just to deal with my anxiety to help me calm down. I have special subjects talking, such as I talk about my creative projects and design ideas. Once you get me onto talking about design, I'm there talking forever. Ask Donna. she just she's like yeah, because I'm so repetitive in all the design ideas. You know, if you ask me what sort of house would I design, you'll virtually get a different answer every time because I have got so many different design ideas in my head, that I would like to see come to fruition, but can't afford it. So they're all dreams. But there you go. I just love talking about design and ideas. I'll watch design programs. I watch things to do with creative stuff. So I love Pinterest. Who doesn't love Pinterest? Um, so yeah, I follow specific routines, especially my shower routine, bedtime routine, and morning routine. I don't like it if my routine is interrupted or if I have to change my routine in any way. I find it especially hard when I go away, and my routine is interrupted. Um, then I like to wear specific clothes and the same kinds of clothes. So I've got a lot of t-shirts, I've got a lot of jeans and trousers and hoodies, uh, and they have to be cotton and there has to be no labels inside. I hate labels. They're so itchy and scratchy. I will literally choose a piece of clothing, and once I've decided it fits me and I like it, it goes straight away. I'm cutting the label out and I say, right, that's mine now. The labels are cut out and they're mine. I have a desire to only have cotton bedding. I don't like the feel of many other materials. I don't like the feeling of wool. I find that very itchy and scratchy and irritating. Um, I don't like silk. Again, I find that very itchy and scratchy and I don't like it. So, it has to be cotton for me. And some of you might disagree with this, but I do lack some social understanding, like what to say, when to say it, how to say it. I get very worked up inside, even if it doesn't come across to other people. I do get worked up inside. I worry about what I'm saying. I struggle to follow conversations. If people are all talking too fast, I just get confused, and then I just stay quiet. So you know when I'm struggling because I tend to be quiet. I don't tend to say much. When I'm not struggling, I can be quite verbal. I find it hard to hear to see the flow of the conversation, and I need time to process in order to respond. So you might be telling me a story or something, and I listen to this story, and then it might take me a long time to give a response to that story. So then sometimes I'll come out with something really random, a little bit too late, and then people are like, "Okay, so what was that about?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just responding to what somebody just said 10 minutes ago." Because it's just sort of like gone through my brain and I've clicked. It's like it gets lost in my brain. Then I have auditory processing difficulties. So I don't deal with sudden loud noises. I find noisy environments difficult. I don't like crowds. I also find it hard to process and remember instructions and directions. So if I was to ask how to get to somewhere and then somebody then told me how to get there, I would only remember maybe about 15 to 20% of what they've told me. Yeah, so I find that very, very hard. I need like an instruction or a direction to be shown visually, like in a video or something. I can't just remember words, so I find that very confusing and difficult. I have sensory processing difficulties, lights that are too bright. I very often don't like spotlights. I find spotlights very bright and distracting. I don't like very fast flashing lights. That they really irritate me. So yeah, there's that. And I don't like certain, like I've said before, I don't like certain materials and textures. I have difficulty reading or listening and then processing and remembering information. So, especially if I'm interrupted. So, say you asked me to read something, and then I get asked a question while I'm trying to read something, then I get irritated, and I can't read the thing and answer the question, and I just get worked up. I'm just like, hang on. I'm trying to read this. I'm trying to process this. I can't process that while I'm trying to work out an answer to a question. I find that really hard to do. Yeah. Oh, what else? Hold on. I'm going down my list here. I need my environment to be set up in a familiar way to what I'm used to, or just how I need it to be to stay calm. Particularly when I was little, I would go to a hotel. My mum and dad would take me to a hotel, or take me to a caravan, or wherever we were going to stay, and I had to arrange all my sleeping area just how I wanted it to be, and it was as similar as possible to home. I would go into a hotel room and rearrange the furniture, and I even still do that now. If I go into a hotel room and I like everything to be set up just how I need it to be for me to feel at home and relaxed and happy. I can't just like go with the flow with it. I find that really hard to do. I like to take specific things with me, so that I've got all my safe things around me. I have to add what I take with me as well, because like not many people have to take like 12 fidget spinners with them or something, or fidget toys. I have to take my what are they called? Ear defenders. I have to take my ear defenders with me, and that sort of thing. Yeah, which many people don't need to take with them. So yeah, that's what happens when I go to new environments. I wear my ear defenders in noisy environments as well. If I go out shopping, I need to take my ear defenders with me. If I go if I go out anywhere, I have to take my ear defenders with me. Fortunately, my ear defenders, they play music as well. So yes, I am just listening to music sometimes. But other times I actually really need the ear defenders to actually cope, especially if I'm on a train, or if I'm, say I go to Merry Hill, which is a shopping centre near us. I really need my ear defenders to actually cope for a good length of time. I need them for crossing roads as well, because I find traffic very, very noisy. It's very intense. Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, unless you actually cope with it. It's hard to explain. Executive functioning difficulties when doing simple tasks such as cooking, making my bed, organising and planning my day. I can find it quite hard to do these tasks unless I plan it all in advance, and I have to do things like step by step. I have to break everything down into a step-by-step process for myself, and because I need to do that for myself, I need other people to do that for me as well. If you're explaining something to me, you have to really cut it down into small, easy, bite-sized steps for me to understand what you want me to do. I need extra time to do things due to the processing delays. So you've always got to be patient and allow me time. Understanding other people's emotions and reading body language. I do find that difficult sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I do. So that's that. I have emotional regulation issues, largely due to a sensory overload or auditory overload, any kind of environmental overload. It can cause a meltdown, which is different from a panic attack, and at some point I will talk about the differences between a meltdown and a panic attack, or I'll share other videos from other people that explain that. I can even have an angry outburst and just start being really inappropriate in the way that I behave. And I get very frustrated very easily, especially if people aren't understanding me and aren't allowing me to calm down in the way that I need to calm down, which I will also explain in another video. I find it hard to explain things verbally, and it might not seem like it on this video, but I do. And the only reason I'm finding it easier is because I've got it written down, and I'm reading half of this. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm put on the spot, if somebody just comes up to me and says, "Oh, so how does your autism affect you?" I'm like, I don't know. I can't answer the question. Hang on a minute, let me get out my document to read so that I can tell you. It's like I need the words in front of me in order to explain something. Yeah. So I find that hard. I find it hard to answer questions, especially when I'm interrupted when I'm trying to do something. I do get really frustrated by that. So you might not even get an answer. I'll be like, I don't know. Hang on a minute, I'm trying to do this. That's what will happen. So yeah. So there you go. That's the autistic traits that I can think of that affect me. I mask a lot as well. I think I do. I kind of try to mask what I struggle with, and people don't pick it up very easily. I don't think so. You know, I want to try and be real, but at the same time I mask because I try to be, I try to act in a way that makes me acceptable in society, you know, and I find it really hard. So yeah, you can see my nervousness coming out. Anyway, I will see you next time. Bye.